guys, welcome to Lehigh River Subdivision. I'm Ian, and today we're going to be doing layout update number 17. We're going to look at some new rolling stock that I purchased in the last month. We're going to look at the work I did over by the Lehigh Gorge near the retaining wall. I added some foam to continue progress over there. I would like to take a look over here, tell you what my plans were originally, and do some brainstorming. And one other thing is I'm going to throw in some of the clips and pictures I took from Northlandz back in March when we went to Heaths meet and greet. We had an awesome time there, and Cameron really had a good time, and I have some clips of Cameron enjoying the trains at Northlandz, so I'll throw them in here at the end of the video. One of the cars I purchased, you'll see, I'll put a clip of that running at the end of the video as well, so you can see that in action. And with that being said, let's jump into the layout update. Okay, first we'll jump into the work that I did get done. It's not much, but it's a little bit. So if you've been following along, you see me put the foam in here and build the retaining wall up. I was only able to get to here because this just had foam risers. Well, I did pick up some 4x8x2 foam sheet and a 4x8x1 inch sheet to continue the foam process. So you can see I started building this out because this gets a mountain on this side then to give it the feel of the river gorge. So I'm coming around here yet, and this is where I got to, and this piece isn't fastened. So you can see I was planning to cut out and things there. But the reason I didn't go any further is I want my bike path to end up coming up and meeting the track at grade, so it's at the same level as the track. Well, this is a short distance, and it's going to be a steep looking grade from there to here for the bike path. So what I was thinking, I'm going to move this one riser back into here, so it'll drop the track will drop a 1/2 inch and 4 feet, and then that'll rise, which should give a nice gradual appearance on both and not look so like such a drastic change all at once. And that still will leave me at 1.5 inches if I ever decide to expand over here. It gives me the option to still run this track underneath the return track if I want to bring the return track out like this and take this track over top. So that was my thinking there. So that is where I am at right now with this, and that's what I'm going to be working on next, is taking this up, moving it back, and putting it in here. You see the switches here. I wanted to add a passing track here, just a short one, for a 5-car passenger train to simulate the Lehigh Gorge, how it runs the passenger trains up. I just don't have the room, and it's going to get too tight, and it's going to ruin the natural feel of the river gorge. So I'm going to have to eliminate that, and it's just going to stay the way it is here. But the one other thing I have been planning and been thinking a lot about for the future is adding a switch here, which would be like Penhaven Junction, Lehigh Gorge. On this side would be the NS, this would be the Ready Northern. NS has a switch that goes off and goes up to Hazleton, that's where their line goes. So I'm probably going to add a track and take it over there as a branch line to a coal mine that'll end up being on that back wall. But that's a down the road addition, and I would use a lift out section to get from here to over there. So that is the process here. So let's move over to another location. Okay, so I'm sure you've seen this double crossover sitting here. That's going to go in place here. But what I wanted to do originally was make this back part feel like Steamtown with the roundhouse. I really don't think I have the room right here for a roundhouse, and to make it feel like it's not all just one big train yard. Like, I don't want Steamtown to feel like it's part of this train yard. And I really don't know if that's a possibility or feasibility. Now, the one other thing I could do is I have these foam dividers in. These are glued in place going that way. This one comes in on a diagonal. So if I took this one, let me pause this a sec. Okay, so now you see I moved that divider back and made this more square. Now I think if I built this up, I could fit a roundhouse in this back corner. and make it look like it's part separate. But I don't know if that's really what I want to do, and I'm really having a hard time deciding on plans for this back section of this portion. Or would I be better off maybe putting like 2 industrial tracks back there, like they take a train out of here, take it back there, and then they do all their switching from a small 2-track yard back there for a couple industries, and then I could run a track out the back here if I want it. So these are some things I've been thinking about, but the real reason I've been brainstorming on this is I got to figure out at least where my switch is going to come off the main line for this, and that's been holding me up because I'm at a standstill on my thought process for this area. So any information or recommendations, or if you have an idea, feel free to drop it. And the reason I want to get these switches in place, I want to get the layout wired for DCC. You can see I have the DCC system back out and it's wired to the backtrack there. But once I figure that out, I can run all my wires. And the real reason that I'm really focusing on that is because I do want to add blocks in now, and I'm not going to have block detection right away, but I want to be able to add it later. So my thought process on that is, I'll probably have insulators here creating a block from here up to the yard, and then a block from here going back that way, and then from the yard you'd have a block that would come down and somewhere here by the bridge. This area I do want to add a switch and do some industries as well. There's room for it, and it can really look like it's not part of the main line. And then that would be one block, and then there'd probably be like a block here somewhere. So that is where I'm at on that. Okay, so for new purchases, since my last update on rolling stock, I picked up 2 of these 53-foot Atlas well cars. They are the master line. I believe these are BLMI tooling that was used for these. They're very, very highly detailed, and I'm very happy with these well cars. I have 3 types so far: Athearn, Atlas, and now, well, I had micro trains in Athearn, and then I got these. I'll probably be getting rid of the Athearn ones, because I honestly like the micro trains and Atlas ones better. So I picked up a TTX in a regular paint scheme, and I picked up the on track for the Cure pink well car. I couldn't pass that one up. So I have a 53-foot, those are Deluxe Innovations well cars, and then these are containers, and then these are 48-foot Concord ones in this one, just to show you. And then I'll come around, you can see they got the metal grates. They got a lot of great detail on these well cars. You got the brakes and levers and all kinds of cool stuff going on in there. So that's a look at those. Moving along, keeping on with the on track for the Cure, here is the Micro Trains box car, the rail box on track for the Cure box car. I was able to find this on eBay and got it for a really good deal, so I can't complain. So now I have all 3 of the on track for a Cure cars that were made in real life and made in N scale. On to the next thing. You guys know I already had this Reading and Northern Intermountain car. Well, I picked up the Micro Trains version. It's the same road number, but Intermountain did not do it to the prototype. As you can see, the placard is on this end on the Micro Trains car. This is all correct on the Micro Trains, and on the Intermountain the stuff is in the wrong position. Just a little thing that they didn't do correctly with the Intermountain model, and I think the Micro Trains one is nicer. So I'll probably keep them both. I don't care if I have dual numbers. And then the last thing I picked up was this Wisconsin Central box car, and it looks just like a normal box car, but once you come around to this end and I turn on the flash here, you can see But there's a little LED on the end there, and this has an end of train device. So let's go ahead and put some power to the track, and I'll show you this end of train device flashing. And there is the blinking light on the end of train device on this box car. So I thought that was a really nice addition to run on my modern freights, because they didn't use cabooses, and now I have a car for the end of modern freights, and I'll probably add a couple more cars over time with end of train devices, so it's not always the same one at the end of the trains.
Cameron!